Have a great day. How to listen and use vocabulary fluently like a native. Make it a habit to listen to podcasts on a variety of topics anytime. And you will remember how to use vocabulary in everyday conversations.
Travel by sea, the first and last voyage of the Titanic. The year was 1912. The railroad across the United States had already been built. The Wright brothers had already made their first successful flight. Henry Ford had produced his first car. The Titanic, the ship of dreams, had just been built and was ready to make its first voyage from England to America, with over 2,000 people aboard. The Titanic was the most magnificent ship that had ever been built. It had luxuries that ships had never had before: electric light, elevators, a swimming pool, libraries, and more. It was built to give its first-class passengers all the comforts of the best hotels. Some of the wealthiest people in the world were on the Titanic. But not everyone on the Titanic was rich. Most of the passengers in third class were emigrants who had left behind their home country in hopes of finding a better life in America. The Titanic began its voyage on April 10th. The winter had been unusually mild, and by spring, large blocks of ice had broken away from the Arctic region. On April 14th at 11:40 p.m., an iceberg was spotted right in the ship's path. The captain had been receiving warnings about ice, but he wasn't worried about it. He didn't realize how much danger the ship was in. The captain tried to reverse the direction of the ship, but it was too late. The ship was moving too fast. The Titanic hit the iceberg and started to sink. The ship was designed to hold 32 lifeboats, but 12 of those lifeboats had been removed before sailing to make the ship look more elegant. There were enough lifeboats for only about half of the people aboard. While the ship was sinking, some passengers were being put on lifeboats. First-class passengers boarded the lifeboats before second- and third-class passengers. By the time the third-class passengers came up from their cabins, most of the lifeboats had already left. Within 2 hours and 45 minutes, the ship had sunk. Cold and afraid, people waited in the lifeboats all night, not knowing if they would be saved or if their loved ones had survived. In the early morning, the Carpathia, the ship that had responded to the Titanic's call for help, arrived to rescue the survivors. Only 1/3 of the passengers survived this disaster.